or 5 people in the room that you want to meet, okay? One of the things that we're going to do at our boot camp is we're going to break you guys down into smaller groups because you got to get known, not just seen. Today's about what are you going to get known for? Who are you? What brand do you represent, okay? If I say Coca-Cola, you probably got the colors right. You know the colors, man. You know, okay, it's going to be a dark color, probably a dark brown with some red and some white. I think that's Coca-Cola, right? Seems right to me. Sell or be sold, what color is that? Who knows the color of sell or be sold? I was more worried about the color of that book than I was. Yeah, it was red. It was red. Okay, 10X rules. Black, white, and red. What am I known for? What do you guys know me for? A lot of things, okay? Post-it notes. When you hear Grant Cardone, one word that describes me. That's what we're doing today. We're going to show you who you are and how to clear that up. Who are you? Boss, energetic, courage, audacious, guru, real estate, Forbes, energy. See, you're telling me who I am. You're telling me what I can post about, talk about, speak about. You're giving me what I can actually go build an audience about. These things that you see in me, by the way, this is a great takeaway. The things you see in me, you cannot see in me if they're not in you. If you see a boss, you're a boss. If you see a savage, you're a savage. If you see I just don't even like him. That's in you too. Oh, he's too pushy. Oh, that's in you, but you don't do that. That's why you don't like to see it in me. Whatever you see in me is in you somewhere. Whether you're using it or not is a different thing. The people that hate on me, man, they ain't hating on me. They're reflecting on me. Okay? So, today, who are you? Okay, clarify your brand. Number 1, ask yourself, who are you? You're going to take a piece of paper. Who is I? Okay, who am I, man? Oh, my name's Grant Cardone. Okay, that's one part of it. I got that, Grant Cardone. Oh, I'm 62 years old. I'm just going to do the exercise for you with you right now. One of the things we'll do in the boot camp is we'll go deep on this and on your business and each of your product lines. I'm 62. I'm a husband. I am a dad. I lost a dad. Okay. See, I'm going to start building this story out. All this gives me content. So number 1, who are you? Number 2, what do you stand for? Okay, so I'm going to come up with some categories, some things that I am. Jay Shetty today. Jay Shetty's going to say, dude, I'm a monk. He was a monk. I think he was a monk, right? I don't know what that means, he was a monk. And who he was is not who he is. Like I was that, now who am I today? And when he's done rolling that program out, who's he going to become? If you look at Grant Cardone started out as a sales guy. Then he became a professional sales guy. Then he became a teacher of salespeople. Then he became a professional closer. Then he became a fanatic at the negotiations, at teaching people things on negotiations. Then, after about 12 years, wrote his first book. And then he became an author. Okay? And then you start building out the stories as to who you are. Number 1, who are you? Number 2, what do you stand for? Who I am is different than what I stand for. Okay? Like I stand for strength, discipline, get up early, work hard, no free days, there's no handouts. I'm conservative by nature in my investments. I'm hard on my people because I'm hard on myself. You guys really need to become consistent with who you are. How you run your business, how you vote, how you manage money. Should be one consistent thing, not, 1 minute he's a radical, the next minute he's a conservative. Then it confuses people. How many of you have had a chance to come to our offices in Miami? That's right. You know why you see one consistent theme running through the whole place? If you've never been, by the way, didn't we give a bunch of those away? Yeah. Congratulations to everybody that's going to get to come down here. You come into our offices and you're going to feel, and we're not even perfect, like you're going to feel, you're going to experience, you're going to get the sensation of, hey, everybody here is on the same page. Okay? How do you get that? How do you get a culture? You must become the culture. Who are you and what do you stand for? How do you do money? How do you do food? How do you pick up a bill? How do you spend $297, $497? How do you make a decision to go to a boot camp? How long does it take you to move? Who are you every day? Okay, is going to become your marketing, by the way. I call somebody about a car. Good, I'll take it. Let's roll. I move fast today. I do not move slow. If they move slow, that's a problem. Right? Who are you? What are you known for? Number 3, what do others know you for? When I'm buying real estate, it is very important that I understand the real estate agents sometimes put me in a box. They think, oh, he's only going to buy this, so I don't see deals I might want. You understand what I'm saying? I need to appeal to a lot of audiences and make sure I'm not excluded to be considered as a speaker, as an author, as a real estate purchaser, as a husband, as a father. I don't want to be pinned into a box. And my wife, my kids, or my audience say, oh, he can't do or talk about that. You'll see this on the media. There's a plane crash, and they bring the 3 guys in that are known for plane crashes. The rest of the year, maybe for the next decade, they will not get any TV coverage because nobody will talk to them because they do plane crashes. Okay? Maybe you're a roofer or a plumber or a chiropractor or a doctor, or you do dogs. You're into pet care. Okay? Or you're a monk. And you get typecast into just that thing, and your career will be a very narrow vertical, okay? That's limited because of that vertical. And if that vertical gets slammed, you're going to be in trouble. You don't like the lighting, huh, Johnny?
Yeah, I just want to change one thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny. Okay, we're fixing this for you guys so it can look even better. Number 4. Okay, what do others know you for? What do others know me for? Okay, I asked you guys that list. You can simply ask people, what do they know you for? See, I think it's Johnny. Yeah, it's that side. This dark, but that's all right.
It looks better now. Turn this light around.
Might be this one behind us. You might want to kick this back just a tad, but
yeah.
You know what you do. Yeah. See, what is Johnny known for? Johnny's Johnny the camera guy. Okay, ain't nobody gonna hire Johnny to do his yard. Ain't nobody gonna, I'm Johnny the camera guy. I work with Grant Cardone. Now Johnny's gonna have to expand that at some point to become more valuable as he grows and as he ages. He can't be Johnny the camera guy forever, man. Okay. Now look, if you're Spider-Man or Superman, that's good as long as Spider-Man or Superman are wanted. The moment nobody wants Spider-Man or Superman anymore, guess what? They're gonna move on to Wonder Woman. You understand? And then they're like, I need a comeback. Okay, let's go do the Avengers. So, or I got to go bad guy Superman. You have to extend the brand wide, is my point, in order for you to build your audience wide, okay? What are your strengths? Number 4. Hey, what are your strengths? Your strengths become your weaknesses, and your weaknesses should become your strengths. Number 4 is, what are your strengths? And if you're going to do strengths, guess what we're going to do? Number 5, what are your weaknesses? What are you weak at? What are you no good at? You have to know that about yourself. This is taking inventory of who you are. Money is a game about yourself. The people that have all the big money, dude, they've done the inventory. They know where they're weak and they bring in strength. Number 6, what are your core products? One of the places and one of the things that we focus on in our boot camp is working your product line out so that you have enough products. One of the biggest mistakes I see companies make is their product line is too narrow. There's just not enough offers for you to actually build a business. So the best companies in the world have big, beefy, wide product lines, and they're consistent. They move from one to the other, and they actually help the customer make decisions and justify value and not shop. Okay, a good, healthy, smart product lineup will produce a customer that can make a decision more easily with you. And number 7, how do you get paid? And this is one of the things for all my influencer friends out there that I have a lot of, that have, some of them have 10 times more followers than I have. I got a call today. Hey man, dude, how you making so much money on the internet, man? I got 10 times the followers you got. Okay? There's going to be Kenny Smith that's going to be on here. What day is that? Tomorrow or the next day?
Friday.
I don't think so.
Tomorrow is Tim Grover.
Okay, tomorrow's Tim Grover.
The next day is Glenn Stearns.
Okay, that's
and then
Thursday.
the next day,
Okay.
Fridays is
So he's
Kenny-
right. Jared's
Kenny
right.
Smith. And then Saturday is the 10X day with 10 new speakers and experts.
So
coming out.
look, I don't know if you guys know this, but today's what, day 8, day 9?
Day
Day
9.
9.
Tomorrow's day 10. We were supposed to end it at 10. Okay, but I said, guys, 10-10 is Saturday. So let's extend it to the 10-10. 10-10, we all win. Y'all good for that? Can you hang and jang? Add value, baby. But how can you do 14 or 15 days in a row if you don't have the contento? If you don't have the experiences? Man, you got to have life experiences, okay? But you also have to know, how do you get paid? Clarify, how do you get paid? How do you get money? What are people going to know you for is one thing. What are they going to pay you for is another thing. And I see a lot of people online, man, doing a lot of la-la and getting likes and comments. They're like, I don't monetize. I ain't monetizing. Everything's free. Everything's free, bro, because you're lazy and you hadn't figured out how to monetize what's of value. You hadn't sat down to figure out, I mean, you writing a book means you interviewed 12 people. That's an interview. That's not writing a book. Writing a book's a hard damn thing to do for no money, by the way. You're going to make maybe 25 cents a book. And then what happens? You got to do this every couple of years. You got to write a book. That's not a product line. That's a book. You need a product line. We all know speakers. Many of you out there, you know a speaker, you meet him, you get to know him, you're like, man, where's the company? There is no company because they didn't take the time to build a product line. At our boot camp, grantcardone.com/virtual, you will spend 3 days with me building out your product line, clarifying who you are exactly. Even some of you, hundreds of you actually, will get an opportunity to pitch your business. And on Saturday, you're going to get to pitch the business to me and others live for everybody to watch. Okay, that'll be. I mean, I can't. I'm looking forward to that experience. How do you get paid? Okay, how do I get paid here? I get paid speaking gigs, real estate deals. I buy real estate. I sell real estate. We raise money for real estate. We sell books. We sell audio programs, webinars, online conferences, tickets, workshops, webinars, coaching sessions. You want to do a coaching with me? We had somebody sign up for our coaching yesterday, $100,000 for a coaching session with me. They want to fly down here and meet with me, and they're doing our boot camp. Okay, by the way, that's the right way to do it. You know, Johnny, I don't know why if this is changing on me, but not on everybody else's. Okay, there you go. So, how do you get paid? Clarify. If you're maybe you're in the pet business, you're a chiropractor. You're adjusting bodies. Sooner or later, you're either going to have to add bodies. You can only do so many yourself. You're going to have to add clinicians. What do they call it? Chiropractors? Technicians. If you're doing haircuts, I met a guy in Pueblo. He does haircuts. I said, bro, I mean, you can only do so many haircuts. And at some point, you got to become a businessman. That means you got to get some chairs. That means you got to get a lease. That means you got to get, you got to become a tenant and or become the landlord. Then you got to get a second location, a third location. When are you going to start selling your own products? When are you going to start selling your own scissors? Nobody's going to buy from you if they don't know you. Okay? All right, takeaways from this section. What are you going to do with this exercise right here? This is where people are failing right now. They're going with what they have. The actor does this, okay? The social media influencer does this. Many of you online may be using one Facebook. You got to get known, but what do you got to get known for? You got to get aware. Who are you? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are you known for? What have you done in your lifetime? What victories have you had? What failures have you had? Okay? Quick tip. Yeah, this is great takeaways. Okay? Quick tip. One way to immediately extend what you're known for. What's the answer? The easiest, fastest way to expand your stories. No, not self-examination. I mean, that's good. You could do that. The best way is to get on somebody else's story, to draft. Okay, the moment I paid Kevin Hart to spend time with me, I have that story for a lifetime. Pay to play, folks. Pay to play. Okay? If you have the courage to get on our stage, 10 people, by the way, are going to get picked out of this challenge over these 2 weeks to go on our 10X stage. That is an experience no one can ever take from you. It can't be stolen from you. Nothing can happen with that. You go bankrupt, you still have it, okay? And it's valuable. Some of you are going to get a chance to pitch your business to us and have other people hear that pitch. You're going to have that chance because you're going to take that chance. Nobody can ever take that experience from you. Those are things that build your story out, okay? The best way to build confidence is what?
Action.
To do something. So sign up today. Do these things. Put yourself in the game. Get yourself off of your sofa and into the game. Force yourself into the game, into places where you're uncomfortable. Okay. Building your content and stories. This is what I do on my content and stories. And for those of you who has this, everybody, people that got the
Only
work.
people that bought the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what I do is I basically look. I use blank pieces of paper, and I did this morning. Okay. Hey, who am I again? Okay. What roles do I play in my life? Okay, these are called roles that you play. And I'm just going to quickly go over 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 24 roles that I came up with. I could come up with another probably 50. This is content. This is all content. Why do I want to talk about more than just being a sales guy or a business guy? Because I want to extend my brand wide. This is what I was talking to Pete Vargas about yesterday. I want to build the top of the funnel out to include people that love dogs and cats. Even though I don't have dogs today, I have cats. But I don't want to exclude the dog lovers. Because that might be the front door. That might be the way in to my pitch. Might be a dog, okay? So what am I? Dad, husband, salesman, author, podcaster, promoter of events. I do some conspiracy theories here every once in a while just to razzle and dazzle people. Okay? By the way, do you guys believe in aliens? Who believes in aliens? Let me just see. Yes, yep. See, I just connected with everybody that says yeah. And the rest of you, I just got your attention. You, on the other hand, do not know whether I believe in them or not. You understand? Okay, let me move to this now, okay? Somebody said they are an alien. Excellent, probably are. All you got to do is go underwater. You go about 40 feet, you're going to be like, shit, man, why is anybody even asking about aliens? They underwater.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, let me ask you this question. Who here, you guys ready for this? Who here is going to vote? Yeah, I voted today. I did the early registration thing. Is it called early or absentee?
Absentee or mail.
Yeah, because I'm going to be traveling. Good. So I just identified with all the voters as well. You understand what I'm doing? You can do a lot of this online. Like last night I posted online. Would you rather have COVID or would you rather the country shut down? Would you rather the risk of COVID or would you rather to have the country shut down again? And I think 7,000 people hit this survey. 78% said they would rather have COVID than have the country shut down. That means I know my audience, 78% of my audience is like, bro, let's roll. Okay? 22% of them are like, shit, I don't want the thing. Okay? So, you understand what I'm saying? You have to take risks to find out who your audience is. All right, I'm a dog lover. I'm a money master. Hey man, you good at something? You need to write it down what you're good at. Like I know money. I studied money. There's no way I'm not going to... I denied this truth about myself for probably the first, 25 years I was in business. I am just good. You have a genius. What is it? Okay, I'm good at money. I've always understood money. I've always liked math. I've always been interested in money. And one day we were in the office talking about, well, who am I? What are my roles? And I'm like, dude, I'm good at the money game. Let's start talking about money. And the business blew up. Okay, I'm a mentor. I'm also a mentee. I have mentors. So we talk about mentoring a lot. Drug recovery, lost my parents, philosophy. Okay, philanthropy. Philanthropy. I've given $20 million of my own money away, raised another $115 million. I should talk about that. That opens me up to another audience. I've sold out 34,000 people in the arena. I'm talking about my damn self right now. You guys got to get clear on who you are. Okay? I bought a car before and I've sold a car before. How many people here will buy a car this year? Let me just see. Put yes, I will buy a car this year. Boom. I just connected with some people. Do you understand what I'm saying? I could actually write an article or talk about buying a car. Social media influencer, speaker, door-to-door sales. Who here has done door-to-door sales before? Who's done door-to-door? Put D to D. D to D. Yeah, you see, I just connected with you guys. I should be writing articles and doing videos on door-to-door. Who's done cold calls before? Just put in there cold as ice. See, I just connected with that audience. You understand? Bird attack. Who in this call right now with the tens of thousands of people have ever videoed a bird attack? Who's ever videoed a bird attack? Nope. Huh? Never. See, I disconnected with a whole bunch of people. What you talking about, man? Okay. Who's heard of a bird attack before? Who knows birds? Who's seen a bird? Who's been given a bird? Okay. All right. So do you understand what I'm saying? You need to sit down and figure this out. This is going to be part of your homework tonight to identify who you are, where you're going, what you do, what your products are, who you want to be, and where you're not there, okay? Who do you need to start meeting with when you go to conferences and events in our boot camp? Who do you need to meet there so that you expand the top of your funnel? That is one of the reasons, by the way. Somebody asked yesterday, how do you decide who you're going to bring on stage? Because I'm trying to expand the top of my funnel. Today, I bring to you a man that I know will expand the top of my funnel. New York Times best-selling author, podcaster, award-winning storyteller, farmer monk. It's crazy, dude. Okay? This guy has had 400 viral videos that went viral. That means he's hitting something that the public wants to see that did 7 billion views. I did not know that. Damn. Man, we should have given him more money then. His podcast, On Purpose, is consistently ranked one of the top health podcasts in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please, he's on Ellen, he's on Oprah, he's on what? What was he on this morning?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. I said, somebody said he's on Drew Barrymore today. I said, yeah, well, he's going to be on Grant Cardone tonight. Okay? Jay Shetty, welcome to the 10X Zone, buddy.
Hey, Grant, thank you for having me, and hello to everyone else as well here. Thanks so much, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, really appreciate you and love watching your career, Jay, and what you do to help people. And I was downtown Miami Saturday. Don't you do this online meditation every day?
Yeah, every single day. We've been doing 20 days, but like 3 days left.
Yeah, so true story. I'm out looking at a piece of real estate that JP Morgan's selling. And there's a guy set up outside on the streets of Miami, downtown Miami. And he's got his camera set up, and I walk behind him. He's doing a meditation.
I love that.
Dude, I went behind his shoulder, and I'm sitting there while he's got his eyes closed doing the meditation. If you go back and watch it, you were doing the meditation, and I'm in it. So.
I love that, man. That's beautiful. I need to see that. We need to see that on video.
Yeah. I should have done it, but I didn't want to be disrespectful. So look, I really appreciate you being here today. And today, Jay, this is our 9th day. I think our 9th day.
Yes.
Talking about, how to 10X a business. And these people have showed up every day. I mean, most of these people are just religious on showing up. And my audience is a bunch of crazy people. You want to just share, Jay, some of your struggles with getting known, and because you're today known, I see you hanging out with Will Smith and celebrities all the time. How did you do that?
Yeah, well, first of all, Grant, I want to say a big thank you to you for what you do. I've met people along my journey too who are huge fans and followers of yours. I remember a few years back when I first moved to New York City, I was connecting with someone in the group YPO, which is the Young Presidents Organization. And they were like, have you heard of this guy, Grant Cardone? And they showed me the 10X book. And they were like, this changed my life, And so it's been amazing from my side. And I can't wait to finally meet you, man. I can't believe we've been digitally talking for so long, but I really look forward to meeting you. But yeah, talking about the struggles and the journey that I've been on, I think it's really important. I'm glad you bring that up. So I was born and raised in London, and I was just going about my daily way, looking to get a good job, finding a good partner, tick all the boxes, because I didn't really have any other idea apart from that. I didn't grow up around entrepreneurs. I grew up around three main careers: doctors and lawyers, engineers, maybe dentists. And so I didn't want to be any of those things. And so I've said before that, I grew up with three options growing up: doctor, lawyer, or failure. And I was pursuing the third one according to my family. And I completely changed my trajectory when I went and lived as a monk for 3 years. But coming back from that, that's where the struggle really comes in. I was rejected by 40 companies when I came back from living as a monk, because surprise, surprise, no one wants to hire a monk on their resume, right? And no one wants to hire someone.
They're like, where have you been for 3 years? And you said,
I've been in the monastery. I've been meditating. They're like, yeah, what are your transferable skills? Like, what, sitting still and being quiet? Like, we don't need that. And these were companies that would have given me a job beforehand because, I did really well at school. I have a first-class honors degree, and so, it was quite hard to take that 40 companies just said no straight up because I'd been a monk for 3 years. And then I finally got a job at a company called Accenture, which is this global consulting company which has 500,000 people globally. And they were really investing in social media in 2013, and I was just like, social media, that seems interesting. I knew nothing about it because I'd been in the monastery during the rise of a lot of social media platforms and didn't use them. And I thought, wow, that sounds really interesting. That would be such a cool way of getting to know people. And so I started going to all these sessions and workshops and seminars at the company, and by taking part in all the activities and everything, I became the #1 social media person at the company in the world. And I was training the execs on whether it was using social media platforms, Twitter, LinkedIn, understanding the platform, understanding content creation. And then after doing that for a couple of years, I was thinking, well, I want to share what I learned as a monk. That's the reason why I wanted to learn these skills, is I'd come across all these incredible insights that were thousands of years old. And I was like, I want to make this relevant and practical. So I pitched my video idea before I ever created a video. I pitched my idea to 10 media companies in London, and they all rejected me before interview because they said, you don't have a media background or a journalism background or a communications background. I then pitched it to 3 execs, media execs in London. One of them told me I was too old, one of them to be in media.
how old were you at the time?
I was 28 at the time. And he said, everyone who wants this job is 21, you're 28, you're too old. Another person told me that I was too underqualified. And then the third person said to me, they're like, well, aren't you getting married? I was getting married the year after that. They were like, well, if you're getting married, you should just play it safe. Like, don't take a career risk. So I ended up I was rejected literally by another 10 companies, another 3 execs, and I ended up at an ethnic minority TV training day run by the BBC in London to see if I even had the skills to try and share what I was doing, because my confidence had been hit. And they were like, oh yeah, Jay, you've got skills, like you've got some talent, this is good. And I was like, well, give me a job in media. And they said, there aren't any jobs in media. And I was like, what, you literally called 6 random black people here to tell us that there's no jobs in media. And then they said to me, well, why don't you start a YouTube channel? This was 2016. He said, why don't you start a YouTube channel? And I was just like, that doesn't work for anyone. I had this massive limiting belief. And my response was, well, that works for Justin Bieber, that doesn't work for me. And they were just like, no, well, that's your only option. And so there's this beautiful quote by Thomas Edison, which really I see as the crux of everything I'm talking to you about right now. Thomas Edison said that when you feel you've exhausted all options, remember this, you have them. And that's literally been the mantra that I've been repeating ever since then, of just, if this isn't the way, there'll be another way. And I don't have to go down the traditional route. No one traditionally gave me a shot all the way till last year when we launched my podcast. We had a big podcast production company that was sponsoring us, and we had this deal lined up. And 2 weeks before the podcast launched last year, February 14th was the day I launched my podcast, 2019. They pulled out because they said it wasn't going to be a big podcast. And they pulled out from the deal. And so I had to scrap and find anything I could to get the podcast going. And so I've just seen that again and again and again, that the traditional route hasn't been the reason for things working. It's really been trying to find a way. So that's some of the failures.
Yeah, but Jay, like the traditional piece of that story is that you didn't quit as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like water. The monk would say the water. Be the water, not the rock, right?
Well said, well quoted. I like that. That's Buddha energy in that. I love that, and it's true. I've been so convinced ever since I met the monks and learned what they were sharing, that this wisdom belongs to everyone in the world and that it's so powerful. And I believe more in the message than I do in myself. And that's what's kept me going. Is the message is too amazing and too strong. And so yeah, thankfully I keep going.
Yeah, so let's breach the issue. How does the because I know you got a book out right now. It's Think Like a Monk, right? New York Times bestseller, #1 on the charts. I mean, I don't even know how you do that with all this election stuff going on. It's crazy. Like, to get any attention today on a book.
It's really just it just shows us that the world is moving towards a more conscious place. That's really all I can say, is that people are making the choice to choose wisdom and choose consciousness and choose healing, which is beautiful. I mean, it's wonderful.
So Jay, a lot of my audience is very interested in money because I talk about money a lot, okay? And money and monk both start with the letter M, so I thought we would breach the conversation. There has to be some reason to do this, right? How do you monetize? How for those out there that are seeking awareness and peace and balance, how do you also convert that into, hey, I also need to monetize on this planet?
Yeah, absolutely. So not only do they share the M, they share the MON as well. So money and money. So
Good point.
but it's really interesting. So when I first started creating content in 2016, I didn't have a plan to launch a brand or have a monetization plan at all. I just wanted to create content. And I ended up in a position where in 2017, I had 100 million views, but I was 4 months away from being broke because I was putting all my money into creating content and videos, but I didn't really understand business fully. I mean, I'd worked in businesses and I knew how to be an employee, but I didn't know how to be an entrepreneur. And I sat there and I was really looking at my life and I was thinking, I want to have an impact in the world. I want to help people. I want to serve people. But if I'm 4 months away from being broke and that just covers rent and groceries, that means I don't have any money to make videos. That means I don't have any money to donate. It means I don't have any money to give away. And I kind of reconnected with a lot of my monk training, and monks talk about money in the sense of money is energy.
Yes.
And resource. And so any energy can either be used for a higher purpose or a lower purpose. So having money is not the issue, it's what you do with it. And I grew up in grunt. I know you talk about this, and I hope it resonates with a lot of people. I grew up in a family where we always had just enough.
Yeah.
So I got so used to seeing zero in my bank account growing up that I got so comfortable seeing zero that I never really realized the value of money. And even to some degree, I think I had a negative view of whether spirituality and money could go together. I think I had this block of like, you can't do good and have money. Like I couldn't get my head around that. Only to realize that that was a block in my own mind, because if money was energy and what you wanted to do with it was what made it good or bad, like you either used it to just exploit and manipulate or you used it to serve and make a difference, I was like, oh, wait a minute, then I need to work on this rewiring my relationship with money. So 2017 going 2018 is when I first started to think about what I could do. And one of the first things that happened is 2018, Facebook launched monetization of videos. And so that was so for 2 years, I didn't make any money from creating content because I didn't know what we were doing and what the plan was. And so then 2018 was when we started making money from videos. We also launched my coaching community, which has been truly phenomenal. We just did a HERMA study on it, and we found that 90 days in my coaching community increases happiness by 40% through people actually measuring their own journey and their own happiness. So we have my coaching community. Earlier this year, we just launched my life coaching certification school. So you can become an accredited certified life coach. I am one, and I always wanted to pass it on to other people because I'm such a big believer in mentorship and coaching, and I wanted other people to have that option. And last year we launched my podcast, which has been absolutely phenomenal for creating that as well. So I really started out with no plan and had an audience built with no plan to even build an audience. And then I really had to think about how do I sustain this and how do we invest in it? And now when we have, multiple employees all across the world who are part of this mission, what I realized is that without money, I couldn't give other people the opportunity to live their purpose either. And so there was so much more of an extension of how money could be used. So those are some of the ways in which we've...
And Jay, talk to me about, because I think we talk about people making money a lot, but on the reverse side of that, or the opposite side is, how do I let go of money? How do I spend it? How do I use it? How do I invest it? You just want to talk about the reverse flow of that so that you're not getting stuck flows and stops and blocks.
Yeah, I love that. Well, that was always what it was for me, that when we started out, I said, well, we're going to make money to serve, to invest. So over the past couple of years, I've picked the charities that are really important to me. And so whether that be children's education, I've been working with Pencils of Promise very strongly, both fundraising, donating. I've been working with a program that I worked on as a monk, which was called the Midday Meals Program in India. The program delivers 1.2 million meals per day.
Wow.
And I was involved as a monk in terms of actually being a part of serving the kids and going out there and feeding them. And now I'm much more involved in a financial capacity and in a director capacity of how we share what we're doing there. So that's been super powerful. And for me, currently at the stage I'm in, all of my investment is back into talent in my business. So the stage that I'm at currently, Grant, like I'm not at your stage. So for me, my stage is, how do I reinvest money back into what I'm doing? Because I see the value in it and what it's building. And to me, it's finding the right talent and investing in the right talent that we can continue to grow our podcast, our videos, our content world that we're creating in our coaching world. So the certification school was a big investment on our part, but however much I invested in that, and same with the podcast initially with equipment, travel was a big investment. But those investments are investments that I'm excited about because I get to do what I'm passionate about, and they create monetization and revenue stream.
So Jay, today we were talking, I really, really appreciate you being on here and your insights and your experience and your path and what you can share with the audience. How important, or what advice would you give the audience today about getting clear on who they are and what they have to offer the world? My path is different than yours. Yours is different than mine. We can both learn from each other, but what takeaways would you give the audience today?
Absolutely. So in my book, I share a concept called Dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit word that I learned as a monk. It has many translations, but one of the translations that I love is eternal purpose, or your natural inclination, your natural strength. And it's made up of three things. So purpose equals passion plus strength plus compassion. So it's finding the synergy between what you enjoy, what you like doing, what brings you life, what you're actually good at and you're willing to become the best in the world at, and then finally compassion. How are you using that to serve the world? So the mistake I hear a lot right now is people pursue their passion, but they're not actually good at it. And that's the part that's missing, is that if it's not a strength, if it's not a deep skill set, if it's not something you're willing to work on, it's very difficult to turn it into something real that is A, monetizable, but B, actually is having an impact in the world. And so for me, that's really where it starts, and that's how you find the truest version of yourself, is being honest with yourself. So I'll give you an example. I love soccer, like football, as we call it back in London. I'm a huge football fan. I absolutely love the sport. I watch the game. I love playing it. But I never had the work ethic, the strength, to go out there and actually become a professional soccer player, and hence I'm not one. And I have to be real and honest about the fact that either I didn't have the skills growing up naturally when no one spotted me, or I didn't have the work ethic to go and become good at it, like Cristiano Ronaldo or one of these players. But with what I do currently, I am willing to do the work. I am willing to do the training. And so that's what it comes down to, is that I think the missing link for most people is that they care, they have the compassionate aspect, hopefully. And so let's take Jeff Bezos, for example. I'm sure he's got some sort of passion in tech and business. He's got a strength, he knows how to actually work it, and he's worked hard on developing that strength. And his product serves the world. Amazon serves each and every one of us in one way or another. We all use the product. And so he's got that complete alignment. And so what we're really looking for is alignment. Because people say, oh, I have a lot of passions, or I care about a lot of things. It's about finding the alignment and the synergy across all three, and that's where I would start.
How important is a payday to you?
Tell me what you mean by that. How do you
But you brought up Jeff, okay? Look, Jeff, you know, I don't think, and I agree with you about the passion thing. I think a lot of people are looking for their passion. The monk has to go through a lot of discomfort early on to get used to sitting and being still. I think you would say that no monk is good at that naturally.
Agreed.
So I just want everybody to be clear. You know, to get good at anything, you're gonna have to get good at something you're probably not good at.
Yeah.
And I know many of the things that I have not wanted to do in my life, on the other side of that was exactly who I was supposed to become. And it was my resistance to it that was actually, whatever that was, like, I don't want to do that. I didn't want to be a salesman. I hated the idea. I hated being called that. I thought I was better than that. My ego was very much invested in some other title. And it was that I had to lean into, Jay. I'm sure you've had those places where you're like, hey, the thing I'm resisting is what I need to lean into and actually get good at. The passion thing has never, ever provided a payday for me.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think there's parts of it. The point is, the passion part is, the mistake we make with passion is we say everything needs to be the passion. And that's not the truth. Like, we all have to do things every day that we don't love doing, right? That's a big part of life, and making something work. And there have been times in my journey where I've had to do more of what I didn't love to afford to get to the point to do what I do love. So I do love doing interviews on my podcast, and we have a great team of great team members that are selecting the right companies and the brands that we work with and we partner with. So there is a way of creating a business model that is based on stuff you're passionate about, but hey, there's a lot of things you're gonna have to learn that you're not passionate about, or partner with people. And I think that's been one of my strengths, is in the things that I don't love, I've been good at attracting the right partners.
Yeah.
I fall in on what I'm really strong at, and I'm not scared to outsource or partner with other people who have deep expertise in what they have. But you've got to have something to barter with at that time.
Yeah, and you know what you said a few minutes ago, you're like, Grant, I'm not at your level. You said that with such ease and no ego and no investment in that was good or bad or less or more. And I think everybody here, you guys need to understand what Jay just said about drafting and getting on somebody else's vehicle, like riding with other people. How much of a lift has that given you, Jay, that you didn't have to do that work? You just got in the right platform with the right people.
Yeah, huge. Like, so you can save yourself so much time, but again, you have to have something to create the partnership or the trade. No one's going to trade with you equally, or it's not going to be a win-win if you're expecting someone else to just massively lift you up. And so for me, it's been huge, whether it's been partnering with the right people to launch our courses, or whether it's been helping a team, helping me build an amazing curriculum for our certification school. Like, to me, I've been wanting to up-level the game on a lot of these things that exist, and that comes with using my expertise, but then recognizing the strengths of others. And I think the mistake we make is we either try to be everything, and by the way, in the beginning, you have to be everything. So in the beginning, you are everything. But as you start to grow, the key is to start noticing other people's strengths. So for example, Grant, when we get to hang, I'm not going to be sitting there telling you stuff. I want to be asking you questions about what you're doing if you're me, because I know there's plenty of stuff that you can help me with. And I have no ego about it, and I'm glad that you felt that way, because that's the only way we win, really, is if we're willing to sit down and say, well, what can I give? And that's why you have to have a strength, because you have to have something at the table to serve with and give back. And if you have that, then you're going to get in with more rooms, more doors opening, and more people.
You get very close to calling me Grunt. I noticed that a couple of times now, okay, with that accent that you have. My brother used to call me Grunt. That was his nickname for me. So.
It's the English accent. I should call it Grant. Right?
Yeah. Dude, if I had an English accent, I'd be a billionaire right now. I mean, I'd be like, and if I had your looks too, you know. So, Jay, how old are you now?
I'm 33.
Yeah, good for you, man. You're crushing it, bro. And I really, really appreciate you being here today and sharing. Hey, the book is How to Think Like a Monk. You guys should get the book, okay? Maybe we can do something for people that are in our VIP section. Jay, I know we want to figure out how to get you to 10X Growth Conference and talk about taking this beautiful, this thing, this vibe you have, and we 10X that thing, just like.
I love that, man. I love that. I love what you do. I think it's awesome. I love the conversations you're having, and I love the fact that you're empowering people to rewire their relationship with money. I think that's a really important thing. And hey, I get judged for it too. There's plenty of people who don't understand how you can let two ideas coexist of being a good person, wanting to do good, and being truly successful. But hey, I think that's what we need in the world. I think we need people more compassionate with more resources to do good.
Bro, me and you running the streets together, we could be like, because I just crush people. I'm like, you say you're good and you're broke. I don't see how you put the two together. Something's missing here. Because there's no God on this planet would want an individual on a planet where there's like an abundance of resources to be like a good father and then have to struggle at Whole Foods.
Yeah, I think we need to help people with realizing that strategy and sincerity, like assertiveness and affection, like these things go hand in hand. And that's, we were talking about on the live the other day, the yin yang, like it's when you bring those two together that you're just unstoppable. Like, again, if you just want to be rich and you don't have the service mindset and intention, you'll get rich potentially, but it won't do anything.
You won't be rich.
Well, exactly. So what will you both? Like, why not do it with a deeper meaning and get there anyway?
Yeah.
That's what we.
Yeah, let's do both, man, because I see a lot of people praying, meditating, wishing for guidance, and then not doing the work and not having the strategy, not having the plan. So anything I can do to help you, man, build your brand, grow your business, become even more successful than you already are. Both myself, my company, and our community. We got a big community. I implore all you guys to really support Jay in what Jay's doing and help grow his band. Okay, everybody give a big shout out to Jay, Big Jay Shetty. Okay, grab his book, read it, write a review on it. Jay, hang on a second, because what I'm going to do is we're going to come to a little Q&A with the VIPs, and I'm just going to serve up a bunch of questions to you. Everybody's loving on you, man. Jared, the other Jay in my life, Jerry Glant, is going to talk about the homework assignment for tonight. Okay, you want to do it?
Yeah, I'll just do it right here so that we don't have to adjust anything. Guys, so amazing, right? Give it up for Jay in the comments. Let's see some 10X down there if you love what Jay had to say. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you're watching this, show Jay some love for giving us some of his time today and contributing what he did. And hopefully you guys are able to take what both Grant and Jay talked about today. Again, do the work, implement it. Like, information without action is not going to get you anywhere except for another hour and a half of your time, of your life gone. And so it's really important that you put these things into action. We put together a homework assignment for everybody that's on the call. Grant talked about defining who you are. What are the things that you can use in your content to better tell your story, to identify different audiences that you can communicate with. So the homework assignment is going to be to post a video or go live in the Facebook group and just cover 3 things that fall inside of your who am I story that you were not thinking with prior to this call, prior to this training today. So post that video in the comments. We're going to be giving away a bunch of cash tomorrow for everybody who does the work randomly. So make sure that you get your homework assignment posted to the Facebook group. Again, everybody that hasn't hooked up yet for the 10X Interactive Bootcamp, now's the time to do it. The price goes up tomorrow. Look, the success rewards those who jump in and take action, like who don't think. That was one thing that I learned from Grant, was the ability to move fast into decisions. Speed breeds confidence. When you move into things quickly, it gives you confidence. When you add time to decisions, you end up with indecision. You end up with lack of confidence. There's so many things going around in your head. Is it going to work? Should I do it? What if it doesn't work? Dude, what if it does work? That's the reason you should do everything. What if it does work? What if it's the one piece of information that you needed that you were missing that made all the difference in the world? You know, that like, I told you that there was one video that I saw from Grant that allowed me to become who I am today, but it wasn't that one video that taught me everything. It was that one video that allowed me to make a decision, to be open to receive everything else that he had to give me. And it was the best decision I ever made in my life. And so you never know when that decision is going to present itself. You just got to keep stepping up to the plate and taking a swing. And I promise you this boot camp will equip you. It will prepare you. If you're on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or inside the Zoom chat and you've been to the business boot camp that we've done here in Miami and you would recommend everybody come to it, put 10X in the comments so people can see some love and support, because we get the most amazing feedback and results from folks who come to the boot camp. It'll be a life changer for you.
10X boot camp.
10X business boot camp. Take advantage of it right now. GrantCardone.com/virtual. Prices go up tomorrow. Once they go up, we're not going back. So take advantage of it right now. Everybody who is on the main feeds here, make sure you get your homework done for tomorrow. And VIPs, we're going to do a quick Q&A backstage with Jay. So if you're in VIP backstage right now, go ahead and post your questions. Start posting your questions for Jay in the comments so that we can get those loaded up and we can do some rapid fire with the man himself. So appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Day 10 of the 10X Challenge with Tim Grover, the man behind the mindset, the guy behind the mindset of Michael Jordan. Relentless. We'll see you guys tomorrow. VIPs, let's roll.